The Money School proudly presents Story Time with Sammy Rabbit's All-Star Readers.
Today's All-Star Readers are Linda Lepovetsky and her son Uval from New York, New York. Welcome, Linda and Yuval.
Hi, my name is Linda Lepovetsky, and this is my son Yuval. I've been working in financial services for about 10 years, and one of my passions is financial literacy and financial education for K through 12. And my son and I have been studying together some lessons on how we can put some tools in place so that he has some financial lessons early on, and hopefully he'll make really smart financial decisions later in life. And one of the things that we work on together is making a plan and saving money for the things that we'd like to buy. And so we've monetized some of our chores so that he can learn how to save and budget for the things that he wants, and he sets his goals. And over the summer, he and his friends put together a car wash for a lot of our neighbors and friends, and they were able to learn how to manage a business and save some money and budget for supplies. And so we decided to read Isabel's car wash because it was really relevant to the lessons that we learned together as a family and also with our friends. Yuval's going to kick it off for us. You can turn it if you can. Okay, I'll read it.
Isabel De Niro wanted a Nellie long-haired doll more than anything in the world. Nellie was on sale at Murphy's Toys for $10. Isabel only had 5 minutes to earn some money, but how?
I'm going to sit like this. She wasn't old enough to babysit. She didn't even know how to change a dirty diaper. Yuck! She couldn't mow lawns. She wasn't strong enough to push the lawnmower. She thought about walking a neighbor's dog, but he was too big and he would walk her. What could she do?
Isabel thought about how to earn some money. Walking home from school the next day, she thought about it so hard that splat! She marched into a big puddle. The water came from a nearby car wash. There were lots of cars lined up there. The weather had been terrible and everyone's car was grimy. So many people wanted their cars washed. Isabel said to herself.
She's thinking, ideas are generating. Suddenly, she had a great idea. She could open a car wash at her house. She helped her brother Miguel wash his car in the driveway lots of times. All she needed was the special car washing soap that her brother used and those fancy towels he called chamois to dry off the car. Isabel headed right to the hardware store to buy the soap and chamois. She put her 2 quarters on the counter, but when the man rang up the bill, it was $5. How could she get $5?
Isabel remembered that once 5 friends had each given her a quarter when she lost her school lunch money. Her mom gave her 5 quarters to pay them back and another 5 dimes for a little extra each. Isabel's friends were really happy to get the extra money. Maybe those same 5 friends would each give her $1 to join her in starting her car wash. In return, she'd share some of the money she made. Isabel just knew she could make enough money to buy Nellie and pay her friends back, plus a little more.
That's a good way of thinking. And Isabel's parents said okay to her plan. So the next day, she asked each of her friends for $1. Her friends weren't sure they wanted to give up their money. They had things they wanted to buy like comics and ice cream and Go Fish cards. If you give me your dollars, Isabel told them, I think I can pay you back, plus more. Do you know how to wash cars? Asked Mary Kay. Yes, I've helped my brother lots of times, answered Isabel. What if no one comes to your car wash? Asked Tyler. But they will, said Isabel. With all the rain we've had, everyone's car is muddy. These are great questions her friends are asking her.
How will you divide the money you make? Asked Raj. Isabel thought for a moment. I will keep half and split the other half with you. Why should you get more? Asked Natalie. Because it's my idea, and I will do all the work, answered Isabel. But if not enough people come to your car wash, we could lose our money, said Lynn. That is a risk, said Isabel, but a car wash is a good idea, and I'll work very hard. Her friends looked at each other. We know you'll work very hard, said Mary Kay. So we'll take the risk, said Tyler. But we sure hope you know what you're doing, said Natalie. Everyone gave Isabel $1. Now she had $5.
Here we go. Isabel took the $5 to the hardware store and bought the special soap and chamois. The next morning, she got up at sunrise and made a big sign that said, Isabel's Car Wash, $1. She nailed it to the oak tree in the front yard. Isabel hooked up the garden hose. She got some clean rags and a bucket out of the garage. She mixed the special soap with the water, broke open the package of chamois. Isabel's car wash was ready for business.
Isabel's stomach was in a knot as she waited for her first customer. Finally, at 9:30, Mrs. Pristine from across the street drove up. $1 for a car wash, she squealed. Such a bargain. Isabel scrubbed Miss Pristine's cars sparkling clean and earned her first $1. She did such a good job that Mrs. Pristine called up her friends and told them about the car wash. They told their friends, and the news spread. Lots of people came to Isabel's car wash. Such a bargain, everyone said. The cars kept coming and coming. Isabel worked and worked. Her fingers got red and puckered like raisins. Her sneakers got soggy and rubbed blisters on her heels.
Isabel washed 5 station wagons,
2 minivans, 3 punch buggies,
3 convertibles with the tops up, of course,
1 pickup truck, 1 golf cart,
2 pedal cars, 1 go-kart, and
a dog? Little Joey from next door brought over his dog. Should have charged $2, she muttered.
she finished just before dinner time. She counted up her money and found that she had 20 crisp $1 bills. She was pooped.
The next day, Isabel invited her 5 friends over, just as she promised. She paid them half the money she made and kept the other half for herself. Half of $20 came to $10, or $2 for each friend. I doubled your money, Isabel said proudly.
That's called a return on investment. Her friends were all happy. Isabel was happy too. She had $10 left over to buy Nellie Longhair. She put her $10 into her purse and set off for Murphy's Toys. When she reached the checkout counter, the lady said, $10.50, please. But your sign says Nellie Longhair costs $10. Isabel cried out in surprise. There's a sales tax, the lady said. Isabel couldn't believe it. After all that work, she still needed 50 more cents to buy Nellie Longhair. Then she remembered the 50 cents she had started with. She searched around in the bottom of her purse and found it.
Isabel paid the lady exactly $10.50 and happily carried Nellie home. The end.
The end. This was a wonderful story, and it talks about setting a goal, setting a plan, and finally reaching that goal. If you want something, work hard for it, set a plan, and you can do it. Thanks for joining us.
Until our next Sammy Rabbit All-Star Reading Experience, this is Sam the Money Man, wishing you